I knew I was going to need serious help on this case. So one of the first things that I did was I contacted an old friend and an old colleague of mine, Richard Marquez.
Steve called me and told me that he had been retained by this young lady that lived in California, and Mexico is one of our primary hot points where we do a lot of work.
Richard Marquez is a native Spanish speaker and well-connected in Mexico. He has his own eyes and ears on the street, and if there's a problem, if there's any heat coming our way, he'll know about it. He was definitely the guy that I wanted on this job.
The problems with this case is that the murder happened 30 years ago. A lot of the records have been archived. A lot of people may not even be around. So we have to do some digging.
All I know about Mara's brothers is that their father was murdered. So the first thing we do is meet with the Toluca police, and we ask about their original investigation 30 years ago.
Necesitamos el reporte policíaco de Javier Montiel.
I wanted to see what was in the police report. I wanted to see the forensic evidence. I wanted to see photos.
Necesito más documentos. ¿Tienen el certificado de muerte?
What's the death certificate?
I had all the documents the police needed, but they suddenly wanted more, and they refused to give us the file. They're going to delay and aggravate you as much as they can in the hope that you lose interest. The police were not going to help us find Javier's sons, so we decided to go visit Javier himself. Maria didn't go to the funeral, but she knew where he was buried. A gravestone always has useful clues. It has the subject's full name, date of birth, and date of death. And if I'm lucky, the names of his wife and sons.
We went to the local cemetery where we find his grave. We were rather surprised that the grave was very simple. It looked like it hadn't been taken care of in many years.
Javier's grave was a small cross. You could tell that the grave had been neglected. Nobody had been leaving flowers. Nobody had been visiting. You could tell that this man had been mostly forgotten. And there were no names, no wife, no sons, nothing. I needed to find another way to connect with Javier and his family. If you want answers, sometimes you have to do old school research. So we started digging at the local archives.
We knew it was going to be a challenge. In many of these Latin American countries, the systems, their archival systems, are not as easy as ours. They're not computerized, so it requires a lot of legwork.
But we knew that the shooting of a local journalist would not have gone unreported. And we were right. Finally, we found the details of Javier's murder.
Look at that, dos testigos, 2 witnesses.
I have finally found one of the brothers. Richard Marquez and I make an appointment to meet with Mario. For now, we tell him that we are investigating his father's murder. If all goes well, the plan is to set up a reunion with the brothers and Mara. But I have no idea how Mario is going to react when we surprise him with the news that he has a sister.
Mucho gusto. Mucho gusto.
Paso.
Mario Montiel is somebody who's a serious guy. He is a politician, town councilor. He's somebody that I could have a professional, dispassionate discussion with. Our client is, in fact, your half-sister.
Estamos aquí de parte de nuestro cliente, que es su hermana.
¿Hermana?
Sí.
Parece que es su hermana. ¿Será? ¿Será? No tengo ningún problema.
He'd really like to meet her.
He was very, very receptive to meeting Mara. No concern, no argument. He also promised to call his younger brother, Javier, and bring him along. And so we set up a meeting.